What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new video. I'm gonna take you to a very special spot, one of many around here, where there is wild black raspberries growing in abundance. Now, I thought these were blackberries, but someone left a comment on the channel on a thread that I posted where I attached pictures of the berries I've been harvesting, and they said that they looked like black raspberries, not blackberries. And I looked it up, and I'm almost 100% positive this person's right. So I appreciate the information. I thought that they were wild blackberries. So we're gonna go get more wild black raspberries. I've got this used gallon freezer bag. I cannot keep up, or I can't eat enough of these, you guys, to not freeze them. So most of these black raspberries are going right in the freezer. Freezing does diminish some degree of nutrient quality, but it's a negligible amount. So right now I'm only eating meat and fruit, venom shakes, and targeted supplements, things like iodine and ginseng, and a handful of other things. So fruit like this, wild fruit, is so powerful. And due to the fact that I'm only eating meat and fruit, when I can get access to wild fruit like this, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to take as much as I can. I've been out here the last, I don't know, 4 to 5 days, harvesting as much as I can. Later tonight, I'll come out here with my pair of boots so I can go deeper into the raspberry bushes and grab some that are just kind of out of reach. There's a lot of snakes running through here and other like creatures, and I don't want to step on anything or get bit, so I need my boots. But it's almost 100 degrees here in this part of Virginia, so I'm just wearing my sandals right now. And then again, when the sun starts going down later, I'll come back out here. So I think I can see some of the bushes already. They go on for miles along this creek that runs next to this abandoned railroad. I came out here yesterday and picked as many ripe berries as I could, so I don't know how many there's gonna be left along this stretch of bushes, but we shall see. Here's some fruit right here. These are not ripe yet, but, and then there's more through here, more through here. Let's go a little bit further, guys, and then I'll show you. I picked this spot pretty dry yesterday, but if I extend my selfie stick, let me show you. That one's not ripe yet, nor is that one. There's a handful in this area that are ripe. And the last few days that I've been out here foraging these berries, I made sure to take videos to show you guys how abundant these berries are. Because again, I've picked quite a few of them already, but look at this. So this is a pretty good spot right here. I'm gonna memorize where I was. I was next to these flowers. I really do need a pair of boots. It's disgusting how many of these sheep just throw their trash in here. Fucking disgusting. Wild crafted foods have a much stronger energetic charge than store-bought foods. So whenever life gives you lemons, take them, right? Whenever life gives you anything like this, you should take advantage of it. So, decent amount of traffic today. It's normally not like this. This is a coal mining route, so these semis are moving coal from a mine to the treatment facility, but here's some more. And then up here around this corner was where I got the majority of the berries yesterday. There's probably not going to be much left though. Fortunately, there's a lot that just haven't ripened yet. You guys can see all the red little berries. Those are black raspberries that just haven't ripened yet. So black raspberries are really good for the kidneys. Really, really good for the kidneys. And just like most fruit, these are electric foods. The body is an electric machine. Your heart produces a measurable, tangible, very real electromagnetic field, an electromagnetic resonance. And when you put these electric foods in your system, you guys, you amplify that current. Okay, so this is, you can see, you kind of see where I had walked through here and flattened the land yesterday. It looks like a majority of these are not ripe yet. But look at this, guys. That spot right there is a very, very good spot. But I cannot reach that without my boots. But I mean, look at the abundance. It's everywhere. So I'm gonna pick a few of these that are ripe and then head back to the other spot. Get as many as I can and then throw them in the freezer. And then I put a small handful of these berries, these wild crafted berries, into my venom shake at night. And I tell you what, ever since I've been doing that, there has been a tangible increase in my energy levels. My barefoot runs, my endurance on them has skyrocketed through the roof. I was running yesterday and I just, regardless of how far I went, through these mountains, up and down, I could not get tired. I eventually had to go home and just tell myself I need to stop, because it's like the amount of energy that I have currently with how I'm eating is almost scary. It's incredible. It's also very stabilizing to the mind. So if any of you guys have like ADHD problems, bipolar, like emotional issues, if you're going through a really hard relationship or something's off in your life and you need extra strength, you should really consider just eating mostly meat and some fruit and some venom shakes and targeted supplements. This is the most powerful way of eating that I've ever partaken in. I've been doing this for a really long time now. I've done it in the past, but this time around, I've been more dialed in than I ever have been. I am amazed how much growth I'm making every single day, you guys. And if I can do it, so can you. So I used to be against eating meat. I now eat the majority of my macronutrients from meat. So, and they're high-fat cuts. The high-fat meat is very stabilizing to the emotional body. And when you couple eating mostly meat with these like electric foods, it's incredible the type of synergy that they have together. So I break my fast with my venom shake that has fruit in it. But you can go, I have a 0-carb venom shake too. You can also use the venom shake to wean yourself off of carbohydrates to the point where you're on a 0-carb venom shake, and then you can just walk into the carnivore diet really easily. A carnivore diet's a 0-carb diet for the most part. I'm not just talking about a diet that includes meat. Some people don't know what a carnivore diet is. A carnivore diet's when you eat nothing but meat. It's a 0-carb diet, although that's kind of a misnomer, or it's not 100% accurate, because there's a handful of animal products that people eat on a carnivore diet that actually do have carbs. Eggs have a small trace of carbs. Liver has carbs, I think. Internal organs from cows have carbs. So, but they digest like much differently than processed carbohydrates. They don't give you these huge blood sugar spikes. So let me get some of these, you guys, and then I will return. So yesterday when I was out here, I marked a spot where there was black raspberries growing next to on the other side of the road, excuse me. I honestly didn't think that they would grow over here. And I think I see the spot. I wanted to show you guys this. Well, this is pretty awesome. There's a lot of them. Let me extend the selfie stick. So this spot is in the shade and it's really hot, so I think I'm gonna prioritize picking from this. It looks like they go pretty far up the mountain. And then there's another spot. This is the spot that I marked yesterday. Look at these big rocks, you guys. Incredible. But as you can see, there's a bunch of berries, so I'm gonna pick some of these. These are the coolest looking leaves. They almost remind me of Hawaii. They look kind of tropical. It's so beautiful out here. And again, look at these giant rocks. Lots of traffic. Lots and lots. So, I need to figure out a way to get up higher. The best berries are hanging high. And without a ladder, I don't know if that's gonna be possible. So it is what it is. But I managed to get just a small handful just now, but this spot is definitely doable. Can you guys see the scattered amount of black raspberries? They're all over this. Let's pick some. So the traffic is abnormally abundant today. A lot of semi trucks. And one of the spots where I know there's a bunch of black raspberries, it's really close to the side of the road. And my gut is telling me to stay away from it today, and my gut never lies. So I am going to hop along this railroad that's abandoned. I got to go up the road a ways and cross. There's a bridge over there. I call this abandoned railroad the Serpent Spine. And along the Serpent Spine, there's quite a few raspberries growing. So I know there's a spot where there was thousands of them that were green a few days ago, and I'm wondering if they're ripe. So I'm gonna go down there, get on the Serpent Spine, and see what we can find. And so far, I just got this little amount. There's quite a few black raspberries in here, regardless of how little that seems, because these are so much smaller than store-bought raspberries. Okay guys, we're on the Serpent Spine. And I mean, just look at the beauty. Amazing. It is so calming out here and restorative. There's also a really good chance that regardless of where you live, there's somewhere you can harvest wild food within 5 minutes to 45 minutes of driving. And I know that may seem like a long ways to drive, but it's worth it, guys. When I was living in one of the busiest cities in California, because I walked every day and traveled a lot, I was able to find multiple places, even in the midst of that heavily trafficked city, where I could pick all sorts of ripe fruit. I would also knock on people's doors that had citrus trees, fruit trees, etc., and ask if I could buy some of the fruit. And most of the time they just say, take as much as you want. A lot of people do not eat the fruit that they have growing. I filled the Volvo up to the brim with citrus on so many occasions from a very generous older man that lived near where I was living at the time in California. But here we've got some black raspberries, and these are on the other side of the creek. This is normally full of water, a little waterfall. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna take you guys up to a shaded spot right about there because it's really hot. I'm using the GoPro Hero 7 Black just because I normally use the DJI gear, and I want to put some mileage on this amazing camera that I was able to get with John's donation. John not only gave me all the DJI stuff, but he also gave me a donation where I was able to get this amazing GoPro Hero 7. So we are almost to the spot I'm going to take you guys to. If you're watching this far into the video, thank you. It means the world to me that you're here with me, sharing this experience. I can see some black raspberries along this side as well. They're just everywhere. Nature is so abundant. The idea of world hunger is laughable when you understand nature's design. World hunger is engineered by the vampires in charge. They've got to keep things catastrophic so that they can maintain or uphold their problem reaction solution program. Let's go in here. Here's a bunch of them, but they're not ripe. They're starting to get their red tint before they start turning purple. There's a few ripe ones in here. So I'll remember that spot and come back. I really should have boots on right now. I'm gonna go just a little bit further to investigate the area and see where the most ripe fruit is hanging. But I tell you what, that Virginia sun gets hot. And it gets really humid here. Here's some more. Those aren't ripe. There's a bunch down there that are ripe, but I'm gonna need my boots. They're just everywhere, guys. I mean, for instance, look at this. What a magical experience to be able to come do this. Everybody should strive to go out there and forage their own food. And it's free. You know, a small thing of black raspberries or even blackberries from the store, they're like between $4 and $6, at least back in California, where everything's expensive. What a fucking ripoff. Fruit really doesn't have that many calories, but it's full of polyphenols and antioxidants and electricity. So anytime you find large amounts of free wild food, you should take as much as you can. As much as you can. And throw it in the freezer. So what I'm trying to do is get at least 3 to 6 months worth of black raspberry rations in the freezer for my venom shakes. I keep calling them blackberries, or I keep thinking that they're blackberries, but these are black raspberries. So there's over 1,000 of them in here. Look at all of them. But these are all green. These are ripening. And what's really neat, I mean, just look at the abundance. One thing that I find really neat is they see these black raspberries tend to ripen in stages. So I'll find bushes that are full of ripe berries, like this one that you see on the screen. And then I'll find bushes that are just full of red. And then I'll find bushes like the one I just showed you a few seconds ago where it's all green. So I'm able to come here in stages and load my bags up. So I'm gonna get popping on this and I'll be back. It's beautiful through here. There's a creek running alongside this abandoned railroad, as you can see and hear. I'm actually gonna take you guys down here probably tomorrow. Now that the weather's nice, I'm gonna start shooting a lot of content down by that creek. But in a minute, I'm gonna show you guys what I got so far. Picking berries is a very labor-intensive thing. I've been out here for about an hour picking, excuse me, and I'll show you what I got. Let's go here in the sun. Let's see. These look so much different than store-bought fruit. It never ceases to amaze me, the quality of wild food. Look at all of these berries. This entire area is covered with ripe berries, so I'm gonna pick these and then head home. So I've been out here for over an hour, and I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up how good these look because of how dark it is, but the quality of these is insane, guys. This is a gallon bag and it's pretty fucking full. As I mentioned, I think I mentioned it earlier, wildcrafting berries, it's a very labor-intensive process. It takes a really long time. You have to be careful because if you pick really ripe berries and you don't pick them right, a good majority of the berries surrounding the berry that you're picking fall off. So, I mean, there's so many in here. I've got some other stuff I need to get done today. Otherwise, I would stay out here for another hour or so. So I'm gonna go home and charge my lantern and come back out here and just really try to maximize how much fruit I can get. I'm really trying to save money. These past 40 to 60 days have been some of the most challenging in my life, and some really nasty things have happened. I'm not gonna talk about them right now. Maybe I will in the future, but for now I've got to keep it private. But I've got to save my money. Some unexpected things happened that have totally just thrown me off my center and just disappointed me and kind of just jabbed me right in the gut. But maybe I'll talk about that in the future. But I am just making sure to not let it get the best of me. My diet right now, you guys, is more dialed in than it ever has been. I am eating so healthy. Absolutely no preservatives, absolutely nothing processed. My endurance level while I'm running it's insane. My recovery time is better now than it ever has been. I mean, my body's running endurance it blows my mind. And I'm not here to like sound egotistical or brag. I'm blown away. And it's because of what I eat. I think there's a hole in this bag, damn it. But my hands are like just nasty. So I'm gonna get home, and I don't have any other bags. I should be able to find like a freezer Tupperware or something to put these in. Or I might just put these right in the freezer. I'm not sure. I must have caught the bag on a thorn when I was going deeper into the bushes. So I've still got quite a ways till I get home. I was really fucking hungry, but I probably had a cup and a half to 2 of these black raspberries, and they've given me quite a surge of energy. So anyways, guys, they look messy because they are, but these are the most high quality berries. I'm amazed at how energized I am after eating these. And to be honest, this is the type of simple stuff that makes my heart smile. Just going out and picking fruit, right? So I might add some more clips to this video, I'm not sure, but if not, I appreciate you guys watching, and may peace be with you all.
They hijacked Earth and turned a temple into a trap. A collective experiment in behavioral modulation. They scrambled the biofield to erase instinct, intuition, and connection to Kundalini. Their goal? To extract the Christ code from the genome. You don't need chains to trap a mind. Just signals, routed through wires, towers, and code. Smart dust was only the beginning. Self-assembling nanomachines scattered like pollen. They enter through breath, skin, and blood, spreading system-wide to sync with the body's entire bioelectrical field. Every cell becomes a node. Every heartbeat, a transmission. We are not just being watched, we're being rendered. Biodigital profiles updated in real time. Neurocartography. They chart your synaptic terrain, compress your affective bandwidth, and predict your intent before it ever surfaces. Not by force, but by calibration. This is molecular surveillance, RNA editing payloads delivered through the skin, the sky, and the signal spectrum. Gene expression is suppressed through engineered biosignals. The pineal gland is downgraded into a low-traffic relay node. Christ consciousness was the original breach, the unquantifiable, the unpatented. They buried it beneath artificial neurotransmission loops, photonic entrainment, and endocrine interference. But the real war was written into our DNA. They fractured strands of inheritance. They silenced ancestral memory. What once carried light now carries noise. It wasn't just distraction. It was engineered amnesia, the slow erasure of the soul's signature from the genome. Trauma is now a delivery vector. They target cellular memory through methylation cycles and hijacking gene expression by disrupting transcription regulators. This is a biometric warfare fought in mitochondria, in the folds of our neural tissue, in the way the heart field stops resonating with the truth. The pineal gland has been downgraded, the vagus nerve saturated with synthetic feedback. Hormonal signaling is rerouted, sleep cycles fractured, libido inverted. They mapped the architecture of awakening and built inhibitors into the infrastructure. Yet, embedded deep within the biofield are encrypted instruction sets, antiviral spiritual code that resists overwrite. Their CRISPR scaffolds, their optogenic implants, their protein-level modulation. None of it was enough. Some signals still escape. Some frequencies cannot be cloned. They call it dissociation. We call it extraction. Every time I walk through this decomposing grid, rusted nails, decaying signal towers, overgrown nodes, I remember what it means to be unreadable. Christ consciousness is not a myth. It is a root protocol that no machine can replicate. They can map the genome. They can simulate neurotransmitter activity. But they cannot emulate soul integrity. I am not their update.
And neither are you.